Fyodor Dostoevsky once wrote, "Beauty will save the world." For a long time, I wondered what it truly meant in a context of our global crisis and divisions. How can something so subjective and fragile as beauty stand against global instability? And as always, I found my answer in art. Art is a universal language. It travels straight to the human heart, where traditional diplomacy often fails. The creative process holds a unique power to heal, build empathy, and tear down mental walls. When we engage with art, we touch our shared humanity. I believe in a fractured world, the capacity to feel for another person becomes the foundation of peace. Beauty saves us from apathy, and without sensitivity, lasting peace is simply impossible. I have always dreamed of becoming an artist. I left Poland and moved to the United Kingdom to study animation at the university, believing my life was fully planned. However, things rarely go the way we want them to. My plans fell apart, and I lost my sense of purpose. I had to reinvent my future. The turning point came when I moved back to Poland and shifted my career path toward diplomacy and international relations. Yet I could not abandon art, because art made me the person I am today. Instead of choosing between these two worlds, I decided to merge them into a concept I called Artplomacy, a project rooted deeply in my identity that combined creative sensitivity with active peace building. I believe there is a creative spark in all of us, and anyone can create art that transforms themselves and the world around them. I first saw proof of this during my second year of university. I was working as a student mentor and had the opportunity to organize creative workshops for first year students using draw and talk methodology. Participants actively created art while engaging in conversations with each other. And I distinctly remember how keeping their hands busy completely dissolved social anxiety. The atmosphere instantly became relaxed, open, and authentic. Supportive conversation flowed naturally between people who had been strangers like just an hour before. This experience gave me the idea that art is truly a catalyst for psychological safety. And this personal intuition is actually backed by global research. The 2019 World Health Organization Scoping Review analyzed over 3,000 studies on the arts in health and wellness. And it proved that the arts significantly support emotional regulation, lower stress, and build psychological resilience. Back to my project, inspired by the Peace Journey program, and decided to divide it into 3 stages. The first stage would begin locally in Poland with in-person creative workshops for young people from diverse backgrounds. And using different forms of arts and storytelling, participants would translate their fears and lived experience into art to restore their internal emotional balance. Next, the project would expand into the digital space to make these workshops globally accessible for young people. During the second stage, I aimed to establish the Artistic Correspondence Network to connect participants from around the globe. The dialogue would rely purely on visual messages rather than text, and this cross-cultural exchange would be digitally mapped onto an open access global canvas, turning individual expressions into an interconnected web of young peace builders. Finally, once connected on a global canvas, participants would work together to launch collaborative peace initiatives. This could be like an international visual campaign against hate speech or climate change, digital educational comics, or twin murals painted simultaneously in 2 different countries. I think because of this modular structure, peacetime's art possesses an immense capacity to scale. We can start with small groups, but the digital frameworks allows the network to expand infinitely worldwide. Through Artplomacy, we can prove that beauty can actively rewrite the architecture of modern peace. Art knows no borders, no age limits, and no rules. There is no right or wrong. It is a safe harbor where anyone can find their voice and help us wave this global canvas of solidarity. Dostoevsky's words, which once felt like a riddle to me, now shine with absolute clarity. Beauty holds a real power to heal us from within. When we create, we stop being helpless onlookers. We become active architects of peace. This is the beauty that will save the world, a shared, courageous sensitivity that we must carry into the future. Thank you.